Who doesn't believe in things they can't explain? Today we'll be reviewing the book Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro. This was the book that I received as an ARC from Goodreads. I was very excited about it. And I was very excited to get started reading, and then I didn't get around to it too quick. So at least I'm getting this done before it comes out in June. So I found out pretty quick, guys, that I was wrong. That this was nothing like Harry Potter. You had your ticket that I showed you guys on the train to London. And their train was nothing like Harry Potter's train to Hogwarts. This book is actually very dark. So the plot for this book is that there is this institute called Cairndale, and they search out young people with what they call talents. And at first I didn't really understand what that meant, but as you get to further into the book, you learn that they are powers that they can manipulate certain things. One of your main characters, his name is Charlie, and he can heal himself. Whenever he gets hurt, he just heals, whether he wants it to or not. And these people from Cairndale, they go out, they try to find these talents and bring them back to Cairndale so that they can learn more about themselves. They can learn more about their powers, and they can progress their powers. Now, you have Charlie and you have Marlowe. Those are the first two children that you meet. And they're two of these agents for Cairndale are trying to get them back to the Institute in Scotland. So both of them are in America, just in different states, and they're found and they're being taken back. And then you meet the antagonist, Jacob Marber. And Jacob Marber is also a talent, but he's turned his back on the Institute, and he is coming after the talents at this time in the books. And as you learn more about what's happening, there are a lot of twists and turns in this book, which is actually one of the more exceptional things about this book. When you think you know everything, you learn something that changes everything. So as you meet Jacob Marber and you've met the children, there's a lot of awesome chase scenes. I think that the writer really good at doing chase scenes. There's quite a few in the books because they're children and they haven't come to grasp with their powers yet. So they have to flee. They can't just fight these people that are adults that are coming after them or whatever. And I think that those scenes are written very well. When I first started reading the book, it felt almost like a Western, because Alice Quick, she's one of the agents coming to get them. She feels almost like an Annie Oakley to me. She's got like a duster, and she wears a 6-shooter, a revolver, and then there's a chase scene on the train full with people getting onto the top of the train in the wind, and it felt like a Western to me at points, and I really enjoyed that part of it apparently I need to read some Westerns because I really dug those parts. Once you're at the Carindale Institute with the children, it really becomes almost like a found family type of story. And I really liked that part of it. I love tropes for the most part. I mean, they're tropes because they're there for a reason. And I love me some found family, just heartwarming stuff. And when Marlo and Charlie meet some of the other children and they just become friends, things like that. I love their relationships between each other, especially as they grow throughout probably like the later, I'd have to say like the later fourth of the book. This is a fairly substantial book. It's over 600 pages, and there's a lot of character development as we go through. I don't really want to go too much further into the book without spoiling anything. There's definitely a lot of fantasy aspects to the book. Obviously, there are powers, but there's a lot of the plot involves like the afterlife, or maybe like the spirit world, you could say. So that's a really cool aspect of it, and how their powers are kind of intermingled with that. That's a really cool aspect of the story. Come on, come up here. Yeah. Oh, Kiko. I'm showing off all my pets. This is Kiko. We already met Wesley. We got Kiko while we lived in Hawaii. She's nice. She's a pretty little girl. All right. Now everybody's seen you. So things that I really liked about this book. I liked some of the characters, most of the characters' development. You know what? I just liked all the character development. I liked, the characters that we met. I even liked, I liked all the characters pretty much. I liked how the story progressed. The plot itself was really good, I thought. I thought the plot itself was really good, and where it's going, because this is for the first book of a trilogy, so we're going to get, way more of this. And that I really thought that this could have almost been like a standalone, but where they left it off, yes, there's obviously more to come, but it could have been a standalone if the author had wanted that, because it's just very well done with the plot, and the character development was great too. The action scenes, like especially like the chase scenes, I thought were just amazing. I thought they were super awesome. They really pulled you in, especially just a few of them. They're just like really, really good. The magic system, while it was eventually more, I would have to say that I'm intrigued by the magic system. I liked it, but this one could have gone like on the what I liked or didn't like about the book. So it could have gone on either, because, and here we'll go into the things I didn't like. It could have been more well-defined, I guess you could say. Like they could have gone into more of the training. I would have liked to have seen that. That's really what it was. Is I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of the training of the students and how they learned how to harness their powers, things like that. I think that would have been fun, at least for me, because I do like a good few training scenes and things like that. So that was one thing that I think could have been done a little bit better. And I also think that, I don't know, it felt like it kind of started and stopped and stalled a little bit, like the actual pace of the book. The actual pace of the book was a little bit stuttery at times, but for the most part, it was fairly smooth. There were just a few times where I was just like, okay, come on, let's go. All right. So, but this is the first book in a series, and I'm not exactly sure if this is J.M. Muro's first book ever written. I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look into that, but it was a great book. I really thought it was a very, very good book, and I'll be giving this book 4 gnomes out of 5. So I think you would really enjoy reading this book if you like and they call this historical fantasy, and I get it, I do, but that was kind of like at the background of it for me. Yeah, there was the setting of the time period, but it was more about the children and their talents for me, and it was more about just like what was happening to them, the actual storyline. So if you like, kids with powers, if you like found family, if you enjoy a good mystery, because this really was a mystery up until the very end. I mean, there there were hints at things, and yeah, I was starting to really see the big picture before we got to the end. But I mean, there were a lot of twists and turns. If you like that kind of thing in your books, definitely check it out. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed my review of Ordinary Monsters. So have fun, keep reading, and have a magical day.